What's up, YouTube? Today is February 18th, Friday. It's a beautiful day today, right? Thank you for being here. So, we're going over a blog titled Married Men Sex Life. And the article we're going over is PUA Game versus Married Game. It was written by Athol on Sunday, January 3rd, 2010. So, a little over 12 years ago. Okay. Now, this article is not too long, about maybe 2.5 pages worth. You can read it in 15 minutes. The link will be in the description below. But I just want to point out some key things that I got from this article myself. Basically, point number one is there is a different type of game that needs to be utilized in a relationship and versus when you're single. So single game, which is what Athol believes to be PUA game, and then there's relationship game, in which in this case he's referring to it as married game. And basically he's saying PUA game is a display of higher value, right? So this is when you go into the bar trying to meet up with chicks, and the whole premise of PUA game is that you have something that's going to demonstrate to the people you're trying to attract, and in this case women, that you are of higher value in some way, shape, and form. And key point is, it doesn't have to be real. It can be artificial. And then when it comes to married game or relationship game, that artificial, the artificial part of the PUA game has to disappear, right? You have to be authentic. You actually have to be higher value. And that's if you want to have a successful relationship, right? You don't have to have higher value, but if the girl, is hot, she's getting a lot of attention from other guys, she's going to realize that there's something different from you versus them, right? So that's point one. There's a difference between single game and relationship game. So going on to point two. Point two is more towards the people who want to be in a relationship, and it's the fact of it's very difficult to find a good woman at places where you would normally run your PUA game. So for example, you might be going to clubs, maybe concerts, maybe, bars, night out events. And it's Athol's opinion that the women there aren't necessarily, you could call it relationship material or wifey material, right? So he has a quote. Well, we're going to quote him on something he said near the bottom, right here. In my opinion, women that are impulsive, self-centered, bar hopping, and easy lays with strange men just aren't the talent pool to find a wife from. It's like getting a cat from an animal shelter. It's easy to get a cat that way. Just don't complain too much if it pees on the carpet, bites you, and then runs away. Right? So to recap, basically what he's saying is, if we want to categorize women in, I guess we can say, on the lower end is women that you'll want to have sex with, and on the other end is women you want to be in a relationship with. There is a difference between the two. And so women who are, in his case, more impulsive, self-centered, or easy to lay is not something you would want in a relationship with a woman. Maybe you want them to be not impulsive, not self-centered, but caring about other people, specifically caring about you. Most likely you wouldn't want your wife or your girlfriend to be bar hopping and hanging out with strange men. Maybe you'll find them in a library, or maybe at home, or maybe at church, or just a place that it's not necessarily where people go to get laid, right? And then there's one more thing that I want to go over, and I believe it's, yes, right here. So Athol states the trick for the married gamer is to figure out what can work in marriage what can work in marriage from the PUA game, and shamelessly steal it and co-opt it for use. So it seems that he's saying that PUA game, just because you get into a relationship, right, doesn't make PUA game totally useless. He's saying that you have to find the things that worked in, that relationship, in that scenario, and be able to use it and adapt it for a different type of game in the relationship. And I thought that was pretty interesting. It's good to know that, let's say, for example, if someone wanted to pursue this route, that eventually, you know, the idea with PUA games, I guess, is to get laid. Oh, no, I mean, it is to get laid. And then when you finally want to agree into a relationship, all that skills you learned doesn't go to, it's not useless, right? So that's what I have for today. If you're interested in reading the article yourself, the link is in the description below. I just want to thank you guys for being here. And I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribe. More importantly, I would like you to go to the comments below and tell me what your thoughts are on this article. And do you think, is there some merit to what he has to say? Or how can you pull from what you're currently experiencing in 2022 to what Athol K had to say about PUA and game and, you know, relationships almost 12 years ago? Alright, thanks YouTube. I'll see you next time.